All right, two more wins to the credit of the South Dakota women this weekend as they go on the road, win at Denver and Omaha. And here to talk about that and what's coming up next is head coach Dawn Plitzuweit. Dawn, it started in the Mile High City on Thursday night, and we always talk about defense travels, right? And that's something I know you're very proud of with this group, and that was certainly the case in this one because the defense set the tone for a pretty impressive first half for you.
Well, we got to the arena, and it felt like we had a lot of energy and we had a lot of zip, and and it came out that way. Our fans were there. We had a good showing, and we really played very hard. We played very intelligently. I thought we made a lot of things happen on both ends of the court. We scored it efficiently, too. But we also had good opportunities because our defense created those.
Yeah, he's 11 steals in the first half of this game. He scored 25 points off turnovers, and defense a lot of times will lead to offense, and it felt like everything was kind of in sync that way.
Well, it was what I think our group is doing a really good job of right now defensively is that they understand individual assignments and how they're supposed to guard different things, but they're also backing each other up and really helping each other at a very high level.
So it was 30-3 at the end of the first quarter, 53-16 at halftime. You're starting five-shot 78% in the opening half. Let's talk about that
pretty good.
Defense leading to offensive efficiency. I mean, and that group is pretty solid all the way around, but 80% is something you don't see very often.
You don't see that very often for sure, and I think it carried with us throughout the course of that game, and then certainly even into Saturday. Our offense was very, very efficient in both of the games, and so that crew, those five who have been playing together now for a while this season, obviously Kai didn't have the same opportunities last year, they're becoming more and more comfortable playing off of each other and making different reads, and you see it right now. You see it with, I think Maddie Krall's a good example. You see her kind of growing her game. You're watching Kaya becoming more and more comfortable. I thought Natalie Mazurek had a great weekend. I think she's becoming more comfortable and confident. Grace Larkins is another young lady who's really growing. And certainly I also thought Macy Giebert gave us some really important minutes. So that was the other thing that we saw this weekend, where some of the young ladies who are still developing become more and more confident in their games.
Not the same kind of start for you on Saturday. It took a little bit while to get going at Omaha, and I think the Mavericks deserve some credit for that. Certainly,
Absolutely.
They came out and played inspired in that first quarter. It was 12-11 after one, but the separation in this one came in the second quarter when you outscored them 23-10, and Liv Korngable certainly had a lot to do with that. She had a huge first half, 16 of her 18 in those first two quarters.
Well, not only did Liv score it incredibly efficiently, and she made really good decisions, but she also was making so many things happen defensively too. She's deflecting passes. She's, all of a sudden they're open inside, and she jumps up and makes a play and, deflects it, and all of a sudden we can go on the other end. And so she played, I thought, extremely, extremely well on both ends of the ball in that game. But you look at the points and you say, wow, 4 for 4 from the arc. That's pretty special.
Yeah, 4 for 4 from the arc for her. And the arc in general with this team feels like that's a part of your offense that's really started to come alive here of late.
It is. It's something that we've felt like it's been a major part of our offense all season, but they have to go in order for you to feel good about it. And we had so many kind of rim in and out early in the year. And so now becoming more comfortable with that. But also I thought, we got some really good offensive rebound opportunities, and then those help with kick-out threes. I thought Kaya Watson, really did some nice things on the board this weekend, and certainly did that at Omaha. And that's really going to be important for us too.
Obviously, a couple of wins on the road, and with the mirror scheduling, that means you get to come back home this weekend to the Sanford Coyote Sports Center, and you get Western Illinois and St. Thomas on Thursday, Saturday. First for the Leathernecks, they've got an interesting situation in that this will be their first road game in the league to this point.
Yeah, it's interesting because they started off with 3 home games, and then they were supposed to go on the road and play at Oral Roberts and at Kansas City, and those 2 games get postponed, and then they have their next 2 games at home again. And so it's an interesting time. It's an interesting era for a lot of different reasons. They have a great deal of experience, and then they've added some new pieces. They certainly have Danny Nichols back, and she's playing at a very high level, scoring about 17 a game. And then their next 2 leading scorers, Evan Zars, who we've seen for a number of years now, is at about 12, 13 points a game in the conference. And then the Thorpe kid, Jada Thorpe, that transferred in from K-State, is someone who is really adding an awful lot to their arsenal as well.
If we know anything about J.D. Gravina's team, they like to shoot it. And
they love to shoot it.
That's a big part of your game plan, surely defensively in this one.
Well, that, and I think what kind of gets lost with Western Illinois is how well they attack the rim too, and they attack the rim, with dribble penetration, but with Evans Ours posting up, or kids back cutting, and they get to the free throw line so many times. And so you've got to be as solid as you can be defending them out on the perimeter, but you also have to do a great job keeping them as limited of their opportunities around the rim, and do that without fouling them. That presents a lot of challenges for you defensively.
Then on Saturday, brand new opponent for you in the Summit League, and that's not something you've been able to say for a while, but St. Thomas coming into the league, and honestly an impressive start for them in their tenure in this conference. And this is actually going to be a matchup of the two top teams against the three. They're the only team that's got a better percentage in defending the three right now than you guys do.
Well, I think they're really solid on both ends of the court. They're a team that really spaces the floor. They keep their post kid high, and so they open the lane up, and that presents a lot of problems for people. They've got a kid that transferred in from Wayne State, who was the NSIC South Player of the Year, and Norling, and she's playing incredibly well. And they got a freshman in the Hill kid who, as a point guard, makes a lot of things happen for them off a ball screen. So their offense is really challenging to guard in and of itself. And then on the other end, they play really solid defensively in a man, and they switch up how they guard different things, switch their ball screen coverages quite a bit, how they guard in the post, where they're helping from. And so very, very solid team, very disciplined team, and a team that's playing at a really high level.
Yeah, we'll have both of those games coming up this week on Midco Sports. Looking forward to that. Good luck to you, Dawn. Stay healthy, and we'll see you then.
Sounds good. Love to see you at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center this weekend.